Good morning. It's good to see you this morning. I'm sorry we were not with you last week, but only came by sick. We've got a few announcements. First of all, if you haven't already, during offertory, or actually after the ushers go by you during offering, if you have alabaster offering, you can bring that up and put it in there. You don't have to have an official box. It can go in there loose, whatever. You can take a box for next year if you don't have one. And you could just write a check. Just make sure it's marked alabaster. And just so we're all on the same page, alabaster is an offering that goes 100%, no administration fees. It goes toward buildings and churches and hospitals and all sorts of things like that regarding mission work. Last year, we had alabaster money dispersed on our district in Arcola. The Arcola Spanish Church was able to purchase a church building with alabaster offering. You may have seen in our Facebook page recently that I put a notice on there that Pastor Waldo Perez had passed away. That was his church. But that's an alabaster thing. Then Faith Promise is coming up. Now, Faith Promise and alabaster are both mission offerings. Faith Promise is something we have not done at our church before. Mary and Rachel are going to pass out a little brochure about what it is. In the past, we have done Thanksgiving offering and Easter offering that went specifically for missions. Faith Promise is a way of making a pledge for the year that will help you to be able to plan out your giving. It takes the place of Thanksgiving and Easter offering. So years and years ago, Rachel and I started doing Faith Promise, and so we know every month how much we give. You will make a pledge. You will not be checked on. The pledge is for you and the Lord, and for us to just have a ballpark figure of how much we expect to get. But we don't check. We're not going to hunt you down. We're not going to ever send you a thing saying you're late or anything like that. But it's for you to be able to monitor your giving, kind of like you do with your electric bill. So you don't have a $50 bill one month and the next month $1,200. This just evens everything out. And we will be having, as a kickoff to this, we're having a Faith Promise weekend, March 29th and 30th. We're having missionaries from Africa that will be here with us. On the 29th, it's a Saturday evening, there will be a dinner. It's not going to be the usual church kind of dinner in that. There are going to be tickets sold. The tickets will offset the cost of the weekend, bringing in our speakers, and we'll be paying for the food. So you don't have to bring a dish to share. It's not a potluck or a pitch-in. You're buying a ticket for it. And we'd like to see all of you there for that. Rod and Sarah Reed have been missionaries in Kenya for 30 years or so, maybe more. I went to school with Rod and Sarah. Know them very, very well. And you'll enjoy hearing them. Rod and Sarah will also be speaking in our morning service on the last Sunday of March. So we will, normally on our zone mission rallies, the missionaries travel all over the different churches, all over the different zones. They are the speakers for that. So we're bringing them here. You don't have to go. But you want to make sure you have plans in place for that. If you have any questions about it, see Rachel or Mary, and they'll help you out with that. I feel like there's another announcement, but I'm going to save it for later. Let's take our hymnal and turn to number 703. 703 in your hymnal. And once you're there, let's stand together. Jesus said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me."
Go into all the world and preach the good news to all creation.
The God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and earth.
For one man he made every nation of men, that they should inhabit the whole earth.
God did this so that men would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him.
Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved.
How then can they call on the one they have not believed in?
And how can they believe in one whom they have not heard?
And how can they hear without someone preaching to them?
And how can they preach unless they are sent?
As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news.
Sing to the Lord, all the earth.
Proclaim his salvation day after day.
Declare his glory among the nations.
His marvelous deeds among all peoples. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting. I'm sorry, slip back into King James. Eternal life, yes. And let's review our memory verses. For the top one is this month's, Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Good, and I wonder if you know the last month's. Your word have I hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Thank you. That's good. You're doing very well with those. Let's remain standing as we sing this one.